Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do part one of a 4-part series of my hunting gear. Part one is going to be what I use to get up and down the tree and what I use to sit on the ground. So today's video is just going to be part one, which you can see I have my saddle stuff set up right here. This is what I use to get up and down the tree and hunt out of the tree with. And I also have a seat for the ground, and that's what we're going to run through today. If you hear some pigs in the background or chickens, I'm in my backyard, so the pigs ain't very far from me, and the chickens is across the yard, but they out here raising cane at the moment. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning and they just been fed. So that aside, we're gonna not worry about the chickens and the pigs. If you hear any sounds in the background, just know it's my animals in the yard. But anyways, I'm gonna try to make this as quick as we can. You know, I'm gonna do a run through. This isn't gonna be a review video. If you see something that you want a review on, leave a comment below and I will do a video on that specific item. But I'm gonna try to make these videos as short as I can, and it's just gonna be a run through on why I use them and how I use them. It ain't gonna be so much of doing a review on this specific stick or nothing like that. You know, and I'm just gonna show you how I use it to get up and down the tree, and it's gonna be bits and pieces. I'm not gonna go through the whole process of climbing the tree. There's plenty of videos out there on how to use this stick to get up the tree. For the most part, all sticks is used the same. You just have different attachment methods and so on and so on. Same thing with these saddles, you know, and they're pretty much all the same. It's just brand and it's just what you want. They're all good products. It's just I run with Tethered on everything simply because it's a one-stop shop. I can go to Tethered's website, order everything I need to go from the ground to the top of the tree and hunt. That's the reason I went with Tethered. It ain't got nothing to do with I like Tethered better than the rest. I've never used anything other than Tethered. Tethered's the only saddle system that I've used. I've used different sticks. Now when they come out with this stick, I bought the stick because I liked it. It wasn't something that I had to have. I already had sticks that I was using. I really like the concept on these, and we'll go through why. And I've had this since Tethered started their business, you know, and back when I bought my first platform and first saddle. I did upgrade this year to a different saddle, and I've done hunted out of it a few times. I will say the new saddle from which it ain't new, it's the Phantom. It is pretty awesome. I do like it way better than the other one, and we'll go through why in a minute. So, we're going to talk a little bit about everything. Starting from the ground, you have to have a good quality stick, or however you decide to get from the ground. This is how I decided to get from the ground to the top of the tree where I'm going my hunting height. I use 2 Tethered Skeletor sticks, and I can get roughly 15 to 16 foot depending on how much I stretch it or the tree. You know, and I do know I can get 15 foot with 2 sticks and an aider. I got a 3-step aider that we'll run through and show you how I do that. This is the Skeletor stick, you know, and I like it. I don't know if you can see it on video, but the way the steps come off of the tree is that's why I bought it. Most of your sticks, you see how this one comes up at an angle. Like this is gonna be your tree there. This one shoots up at an angle. It gives you more room to put your foot on this stick. Most sticks come straight off. It'd be more like that. You can see there's a very good angle on it. That was the main reason why I bought this thing. And I love the new attachment system they put on them. Between that and that's the reason I upgraded sticks. I don't worry about weight, you know, and I use 2 sticks because that's all I need to carry. If I need to get higher than 15 foot, if I know I'm going somewheres I need to get higher, I got 2 more sticks just like these. They come in a 4-pack, so I can get as high as I need to get. But for most of my hunting setups, 2 sticks is all I'm gonna need. I put a little bungee on the end of my rope here. That way I can just bungee and everything stays nice and tight. Once you get to the bottom of the tree, I reach up as high as I can with the stick. You run this rope around the tree and you wrap it back around, and then you come under the loop and make your little crisscross there, and then most people put a little girth hitch in it, but you ain't got to. I found that it holds pretty tight. Either way, you know, sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't, depending on what kind of tree it is. I reach in my saddle and pull out this 3-step aider. And I got this off of Eastern Woods Outdoors from the Amstel guy. You know, and the way you do it is it's got 2 loops here. This is how I do it. I don't know, this might not be the safest way. This is just the way I do it. At the bottom of my stick, I put some heat shrink on it, on the tips. This Amstel, I just slide it over and hook it onto the steps there, and I climb up. You know, and then once you put weight on it, it'll hold inside of the little loops there. And I climb up, and once I get on the top stick, I reach down, pull this off, put my next stick up, and do the same thing. But that's all it is to climbing, you know, and there's really not a whole lot to the stick. All right, before we leave the ground, I have my saddle, you know, and I put the saddle on. I'll show you why I upgraded to this saddle specifically. You know, and this pouch here, I get all my accessories in my right side. This is where my gear hanger stays. This will be where the 3-step aider stays in this pouch here. And you can see I got my pull rope there. All my ropes to climb with is on this side here, and all my little carabiners to hang and stuff and blah blah blah. I got this carabiner, this S carabiner on the back, and that I hook my platform on this right here and climb up. So I was looking at these pigs, they over there fighting, playing with each other. And I also got a carabiner on my right side for whenever I'm starting to go up the tree, I hook the second stick that's gonna be coming up, I leave on the ground, but that little bungee on the end of the rope that I put on there, I hook it onto that carabiner and climb up the tree. And once I get on top of the top stick, I can grab the rope and pull it up. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, this saddle has gotten to be, they're getting crazy with all the new stuff they putting on these saddles. Not just tethered, you know, all of them. The adjustable bridge, that was another thing I liked about this one. Being able to adjust this rope. Because the old one that I had, the Mantis, it had just a solid piece of rope across there. And sometimes it was a little hard. You couldn't, with this one here, you could do a lot more micro adjusting to get it where you want it. To make it feel good and get comfortable. But what makes this saddle different from most of the other ones that I've seen is these little channels they put in here. I say this is on, you got it on, this is the way it'll look. I don't know if you'll better see that, but this will be the bridge like this. You'll be here, this will be attached to the tree, and it's always going to be like at a 30-degree, 40-degree angle. But you can move this to the top channel. You got a center channel, and then you got a bottom channel. And depending on where you put it, it pulls pressure at different. Like the top channel, it's gonna pull more at the top strap. The bottom, it's gonna pull more on the bottom strap. You can, throughout the day, you'll be able to adjust it to relieve pressure points and stuff like that. That's why I upgraded. That was the main reason why I upgraded. But that's the saddle. You know, we put this on. I like carrying mine in. I don't like wearing it in, because a lot of times I gotta walk a long ways. If I ain't walking that far, I'll put it on and walk in. But for the most part, I'm going way too far in to wear this. I just throw this, I unstrap it here, and I wrap it around my bag and haul butt. But that's the saddle. You know, you put your saddle on first. When I get to the tree, that's the first thing I do. Pull the saddle off the bag, slip it on, and then I grab my stick, first stick, and put it on the tree, set the next one to the side. And then this here, I pull off my bag. And once I pull this off of the bag, you see, I do not have the original cam buckle on it. I try to, you see it's got a prusik knot right here on it. And I will show you how this hooks up on the tree and stuff like that. I think they call it the USA from the Amstel guy. This thing is awesome. It gets rid of the need of a cam buckle. You know, you just wrap it around the tree. Once you get to where you're going, you wrap this around the tree. This is how I do it. And I loop this around, run it through. It's like a trucker's hitch, pretty much, the way you end up doing it. It does away with the whole cam buckle and all the loud noise and sounds and stuff like that, but I try to set this up to where when I'm done, you just wrap this around it, make that loop in the center of the platform, and just keep wrapping it. And then you have this. That's what I use to hook onto the back of my saddle to climb up the tree with. I don't know, it might not be the lightest one on the market. It might not be the heaviest one on the market. I just know I bought it from the beginning of my channel, and I've been using it. Yes, I painted it. Thanks to our government, I couldn't get a hold of the right color paints and stuff like that to match the rest of the stuff, but either way, it's not gonna stay on there for the most part. It'll all come off of there. By the end of the season, I probably have to repaint it. I just did it just to do it. It ain't got nothing to do with trying to make it blend in with everything else. But that's my setup there, you know. And here's my ground setup. It's nothing fancy. I went on a trip. I needed something to sit on. I forgot my stuff at the house, and I went to Cabela's when we was out of town, and I seen this little stool right here. It's made for turkey hunting, but this thing's awesome. I really do like it. You can see it's at an angle there. You just set it up against a tree and you sit down on it. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, I can't really give you a better explanation of how good it is or whatever, but I fold the legs up and I strap it to my pack and walk in. If I know I'm sitting on the ground, I carry this in with me. It weighs probably 3 or 4 pounds. It ain't that big, but I'll show you how I set that up and how I sit up against a tree. But that's gonna conclude this video. I said, if y'all have any questions, want to see a review on any specific piece, just shoot me a comment below. Stay tuned for the next part of this series. We'll catch you on the next video.